तू श्रवण बोल क्या हुआ।
अरे
श्रवण
लाइव
हुआ।
गया क्या देखो, लाइव गया क्या देखो।
लिंक तो भेज।
भेज रहा हूँ, वही भेज रहा हूँ।
उर्मिक्षा लिंक को रिप्लेस कर और फटाक से बीईटी एसी में डाल, सबको बोल शेयर करने अपने अपने क्लास ग्रुप में अभी के अभी।
व्हाट्सएप। मैं मयूरेश को भेज रहा हूँ स्ट्रीम लिंक, और तुम लोग को भेज
हाँ
देगा।
हाँ हाँ, भेज दो।
क्योंकि मेरे को यहाँ पे दिखा रहा है स्ट्रीम लाइव है।
रुक जा मैं देखता हूँ यहाँ से।
हेलो, मेरा आवाज आ रहा है?
हाँ लाइव है तो दिख रहा है यहाँ पे।
दिख रहा है ना, स्ट्रीम विल स्टार्ट सून।
हाँ 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 ठीक है बराबर है ये।
अभी मैं एक सेकंड गूगल मीट पे जा रहा हूँ, गूगल मीट का स्ट्रीम चालू करता हूँ, ठीक है।
हाँ जल्दी कर। तब तक लिंक शेयर कर दो तुम लोग।
दिख रहा है।
नहीं।
स्क्रीन शेयर चेंज किया मैं, अभी दिख रहा है क्या लाइव पे?
नहीं दिख रहा है नहीं दिख रहा है।
तो क्या दिख रहा है अभी?
वही दिख रहा है, स्ट्रीम विल स्टार्ट
स्ट्रीम
सून
विल
की।
स्टार्ट सून आ रहा है।
क्योंकि मेरे को तो यहाँ पे चेंज हुआ दिख रहा है।
हाँ हुआ अब।
अब हुआ?
हाँ हाँ
दिख रहा है तेरे को मयूरेश, मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है यहाँ
हाँ
पे।
हाँ, दिख रहा है दिख रहा है।
रिफ्रेश करो ना, दिख जाएगा, हो
पूरा
गया
लेट
अभी।
दिख रहा है,
हाँ
पूरा
आया
लेट
आया
दिख रहा है
ठीक है
पर आ रहा
चलेगा।
है।
अभी मैं अपना माइक विक बंद करके ऐसे ही रख रहा हूँ।
एक सेकंड मेरा
वो
ये
वाला
आ रहा है।
लिंक, वो वाला मत डालना
अनपिन
उसको।
कर मेरे को, अगर तूने अनपिन किया है शायद।
नहीं,
नहीं,
ये है
स्पॉटलाइट है।
हाँ ठीक है
स्पॉटलाइट
बराबर
में,
है।
मतलब जिसका
हाँ
वीडियो था।
चलेगा। ठीक है चलेगा। हाँ
हो गया
आया
ना, हाँ।
चलेगा। ठीक है तू स्क्रीन शेयरिंग बंद कर दे अपना। अरे मयूरेश तू स्टार्ट कर स्क्रीन
मयूरेश
शेयर।
लिंक दे दे
हाँ
रिया
हाँ
को, वो भेज देगी सबको।
बाकी सब लोग रेडी है। रिया सिद्धि अंजन।
वैभव।
हाँ बोल।
हाँ, वो जो अभी पार्टिसिपेंट को नहीं लाना है, राइट? इसमें शीट्स निकालते वक्त सिर्फ जजेस आएंगे।
हाँ सिर्फ जजेस को एक्सेस दे, और मयूरेश सिर्फ गुलबिले सर को आने बोलना।
हाँ
हाँ,
ठीक है।
ठीक है।
और मैं ये लिंक जो अभी लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग का चालू है वो सब ग्रुप में भेज देती हूँ, ठीक है? और मैं जजेस को बुला रही हूँ।
हाँ ठीक है चलेगा।
और
दो
वैभव, ये
डिपार्टमेंट नहीं है।
रिकॉर्डिंग का कैसे कर रहे हो?
रिकॉर्डिंग का ऑप्शन नहीं है, यूट्यूब लाइव है, रिकॉर्डिंग का जरूरत नहीं है, इधर ही रहेगा ये।
ओके
यूट्यूब पे
ओके,
है।
चलेगा चलेगा।
मयूरेश
श्रवण उधर का
लाइव चैट चालू है क्या देखो।
हाँ चालू है चालू है।
चालू है ना,
कमेंट
मैं गुड
सेक्शन।
मॉर्निंग डाला है।
हाँ
कमेंट्स ऑफ रखा है मैंने, ऑन करूँ कि?
अभी रहने दे, अभी कुछ मत कर, बाद में
ठीक है
चालू कर
चलेगा।
कमेंट। और
और
कुछ
मैं अभी
कमेंट्स
जजेस
अगर
को
देख
बुला
लेना,
लूँ।
कुछ इशू रहा तो डिलीट करना वहां से।
हॅलो, सगळे
हाँ
जजेसची नावं नाही आलेत ना? 6 जजेसचीच नावं आलेत.
हो, 6 जजेस आहे, 2 येणार नाहीये, तर मग आपल्याला पूर्ण थ्रू आउट 6 जजेसनाच बोलायचं आहे. हां.
अच्छा, मग त्यांनाच रिपीट करू ना, जेव्हा आपल्याला चेट करायचे तेव्हा
हाँ
9
हाँ
वेळा?
चलेगा, हाँ हाँ
हो हो
चलेगा।
हो।
हो
रिपीट।
हो।
और मैं अभी उनको लिंक भेज रही हूँ, तो वो लोग आ जाएंगे मीट में।
पहले गुलबिले सर को आने बोल, गुलबिले सर को बोल
हाँ,
ज्वाइन कर।
गुलबिले सर आए हैं, मतलब मैं भेजी हूँ उनको लिंक, बोलती हूँ ज्वाइन होने।
हाँ बोल, और ये यूट्यूब का वो शेयर कर दे फटाफट सब क्लास में।
ये अपना दिख रहा है लाइव पे, मेरे को मैसेज आने लगे लोगों के।
हाँ ये मुझे
अरे
भी दिख
श्रवण,
रहा
वो दूसरा वाला स्क्रीन लगा। गूगल मीट का दिख रहा है अभी सही।
है। श्रवण स्क्रीन हटाइए।
गूगल मीट वाला हटा दे।
तो कौन सा रखूँ?
वो स्टार्टिंग वाला डाल दे, नहीं तो वो पोस्टर डाल दे, बैनर वाला।
चेंज हुआ?
अपना माइक ऑफ करना तू श्रवण अब। और ये यूट्यूब का वो शेयर कर दे।
कोणाकडे नेट आहे ना, ते लाईव्ह चालू करूनच ठेवा, मग कळेल. मी माझ्या फोनवर चालवून ठेवतो. सध्या असं दिसतंय बघ, रेज ऑफ वॉइस, रिसेट वसई. हाँ 60 सेकंड से डिले आएंगे। आला ग्रुपमध्ये आला, ग्रुपमध्ये आला. आता काही गडबड नको उद्या बस. बंद आहे. बंद आहे. नाही ते दिसणार जोपर्यंत मी तिकडे स्क्रीन चेंज नाही करेन तोपर्यंत नाही दिसणार. सध्या पोस्टर दिसतोय.
ये
14 लोक आलेत.
त्याच्यामध्ये सगळे जजेस आले का सांग. मयुरेशला बोल की मयुरेशला तू जजेसची सांगायला दिसली.
संध्या मॅम आली आहे बहुतेक.
त्याला पण तू सांगा जजेस पूर्ण झाल्यावरती सांग पण चालतं.
माझा तर बंद असेल ना आवाज नाही. हो माझा माईक ऑफच असणार आहे आता. मयुरेशला सांगतो स्ट्रीम मध्ये प्रॉब्लेम झाला सांगतो.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am. Will please, sir, shall we start?
Yes, yes. Just check. All judges are there, no?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. कांचन मॅम आहेत, प्रकाश सर आहेत, स्मिता पाटील मॅडम आल्या सर. तर टीना मॅम राहिल्या. रिया
रिया तुला बोलत आहेत मीट मध्ये. बोलत तर कॉल करते की रिया. अच्छा स्ट्रीम मध्ये मी इकडे स्टार्टर ठेवलं काय प्रॉब्लेम झाला तर. ते स्ट्रीम मध्ये दिसणारच आहे असं करायचं तर. नऊ मिनिटं झाली लाईव्ह.
रिया यू आर देअर.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So we have total how many judges we have?
6 judges we have.
So all are there.
Let me check.
Please check.
संध्या मॅम हाय. हाय.
I think Tina ma'am has not yet joined.
स्मिता पाटील आहे. टीना बाई.
Tina ma'am is not there, sir.
Wait, I will call her. Diya, what about recording and streaming?
Sir, we are live.
लिंक पाठव टाक ना चॅट बॉक्सची लाईव्ह हाय इकडं युट्यूबचं लिंक चॅट बॉक्सवर हा जजेस म्हणजे दुसऱ्या लोकांना मग कळेल ना
She is about to join, huh? Just a minute, just a second. Yes, Ria. Ria Webo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can start. Yeah. All judges have joined.
Okay, sir. Siddhi Kanjan.
Yes.
Prakash sir is there, no? Prakash Panda sir.
Yes, sir. Very good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Smita Patil. Yes. Kanchan madam आहेत. Swati madam आहेत. Yes, Ria. Please start. Ria.
मला याच्यामध्ये नाही दिसत
Ria Webo.
मयुरेशला सांग पिन ते करायला लाव.
Yes, sir.
Recording नहीं चालू करायची. Recording
सर
नहीं चालू
एक्चुअली
करना.
यूट्यूब लाइव है ना, तो सर वहीं पे वो हो जाएगा रिकॉर्ड.
हो जाएगा ना. इधर से जरूरत नहीं है ना.
नहीं सर, नहीं जरूरत नहीं है.
Okay.
दिसतच नाही
सिद्धि स्टार्ट.
Yes. A very good morning to one and all. On behalf of NSS committee, I, Ms. Siddhi Kolwankar, would like to extend a warm welcome to our respected principal sir, HODs, all teaching and non-teaching staff, and everyone present here. I hope you all are hell and hearty in this COVID situation. Hence, we are conducting this session virtually. Speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to convert, to compel. As you know, we all are gathered here for an event, Raise Your Voice. This event is one of the most important events of the NSS committee, in which participants compete with each other from all the departments of our college. This event is a platform for students to speak up for what they believe in, to take a stand, to make a statement, and to simply raise an opinion by expressing their views and thoughts on your topic. Winners will be rewarded with the prize money and a winning certificate, whereas runner ups will be rewarded with a certificate. So, quickly, without any further ado, let's get started. Before we begin, I would like to quickly read out the rules of the competition. Rule number 1: speech should not be more than 7 minutes. 1 point shall be deducted if it exceeds the time limit. Rule number 2: we will ring the buzzer twice. The first buzzer will be to notify that 2 minutes are left, and the other one to notify that 30 seconds are left. Rule number 3: statements which might be constructed as slanderous are not suitable for the competition. Rule number 4: the judge must base his decision entirely in the material presented without regard for other material which the participant may happen to present. Rule number 5: the participant should keep their camera on throughout the duration of their speech. Rule number 6: participants must identify themselves by their name and branch. Rule number 7: participants must wear formals compulsorily. Rule number 8: the internet connection must be proper. Rule number 9: presentation is not allowed. Rule number 10: the decision of the judge shall be final. Rule number 11: to decide the order of participants to deliver the speech, the judges would be asked to draw chits which are numbered from 1 to 9, in which each participant will receive with respect to departments are written. Lastly, I would like to inform all the judges that for each contestant, there will be a Google form link provided in the chat box to give them points. Now, I would like to ask Sandhya Supalkar ma'am to choose a number.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
I
ma'am.
have to just tell the number.
Yes, ma'am. Just choose your number from here.
माझं नाही
1 to 9.
Okay, let's start with number 9.
So our first participant will be from instrumentation department. Now I request Prakash Panda sir to choose a number.
Good morning, everyone. Let's go with number 7.
So our second participant will be from MEC B branch. Now I request Kanchan Sarmalkar ma'am to please choose a number.
Number 1.
So our next participant will be from MEC A branch. Now I request Smita Patil ma'am to choose a number.
Choose number 4.
Our next participant will be from CSE branch. Now I request Tina Debreu madam to choose a number.
All right, I'll choose 3.
Okay, so our next participant will be from EXTC branch. Now I request Swati Saigaukar ma'am to choose a number.
Number 6. Yes.
So our next participant will be from AIDS branch. Now I again request Sandhya Supalka ma'am to choose a number.
Number 2.
Okay. So our next participant will be from Comms branch. Now I can request Prakash Panda sir to choose a number.
Then let's go with 5.
Civil. So our next participant will be from Civil branch. Now for the last department, that is the remaining last department will be the remaining one, that is I request Kanchan Samalkar ma'am to open the chat, last chat.
It's already open. IT is the last one.
Okay, IT is the last one. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, judges. So now I'll repeat the sequence of the participants once again. So first participant will be from instrumental branch. Second participant will be from MEC B branch. The third participant will be from MEC A branch. The fourth participant will be from CSE branch. The fifth participant will be from AI branch. The sixth participant will be from Comms branch. The seventh participant will be from eighth participant will be from Civil branch. And the ninth participant will be from IT branch. So this is the sequence of the competition. So I wish all the very best to all the participants and thank you.
बोल INST G XTC.
Well, now I would like to call upon our first participant who is from instrumental batch.
AI.
7 com, 8 civil, 9 IT. नाव लिखा. कोण?
रागिनी नायर. मनीषा. व्हॉट्सअप नोटिफिकेशन बंद करा कोणीतरी. माझं बंद इकडे हायच नाही. मी चेंज पण नाही करू शकत. बघ बंद आहे काय. हा सिद्धीचं चालू असेल.
सिद्धीला मेसेज टाक WhatsApp ला.
मी करतो.
Siddhi, what happened?
Sir, the first participant is not there yet. She's not started.
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
अरे यार सगळे
So when to start?
Yes, you can start now.
Good morning to one and all present here. I am Ragini Nair from Instrumentation Department. Would like to thank NSS Committee for giving me this opportunity to deliver a speech on secularism, meaning and interpretation. Secularism is a religion that is understood. It has no mysteries, no mumbling, no priest, no ceremonies, no falsehood, no miracle, and no persecution. Secularism refers to an ideology which provides people with the right to follow any religion or not follow any. It permits the state that with the responsibility to maintain neutrality in the matter of religion. In a secular country, no state can legally favor or hate a particular region. However, individuals residing in a country are free to follow and practice the religion of their choice. Secularism term means separation of religion from political, economical, religion, social, and cultural aspects of life. Thus, religion is only a purely personal matter. It provides full freedom to all religion. It also stands for equal opportunities for followers of all religion. So no discrimination and partialities on grounds of religion. The history of secularism in India times back to 1976, while it declared that the secular state during the 42 Amendment of the Indian Constitution. The leaders of independent India had visualized of a country where religion is no bar for people. The state cannot favor or accept any religion as a state religion. The presence of this ideology of secularism in India endorses the coexistence of all religious groups. The execution of this ideology of secularism in a diverse country like India, which embraces of a dozen religions, was a difficult task. Hence, there are certain drawbacks which are yet to be addressed too. Secularism is one of the most important achievements of a democratic country. It facilitates with us some benefits such as religious freedom. Living in a secular state has several benefits. Religious freedom is one of them. People are unrestricted to follow the religion of their choice or not to follow any. Fair decision making. The independence of the state from religious group make the sure fair decision making that provides equal treatment to all the religious and non-religious groups. No religious community can put pressure on the state to make decisions in their favor. Freedom of speech. The ideology of secularism also allows people to express their opinions and beliefs freely. As in a secular state, no religious group can apply pressure of dominance. This has an increased effect on the right to speech. The philosophy of secularism in the West based on the principle of suppression of state and religion. It merely focuses on the rights of the citizens to follow the religion of their choice. India's secularism supports the fair and equal treatment of all religion and treats them all as one under the law. But the Indian government has not correctly been separated from religions. While making sure Also, that no religion has a special favor in a way unfair to other groups. Secularism in the West has faith that every citizen has the right to follow any religion of their choice. Though the leaders of the independent state have struggled hard to make sure the fair execution of the ideology of secularism, but certain issues still need to be addressed to make certain proper, peaceful, and fair functioning. State and religious groups both should work self sufficiently and abide by the law at the same time. After some decades of independence, still, political parties remain to use the agenda of religion, religious diversity, and caste. Sometimes, because of personal benefits, some politicians are refusing the motive of creating a secular state. It needs to be understood that any state cannot be truly secular with secularism just written in its book. Thus, the complete ideology has to be recognized with grace and implemented equally to all the people. Meanwhile, keeping a check on the government bodies for an unfair practice of religious group to gain power. Hence, each individual should be careful, subject to law, regardless of gender, religion, majority or minority status, etc. So the young generation should be trained about the ideology. Secularism is not only in our constitution, but also in our ways. We worship Mother Nature too. We believe that the world is our family. Thank you so much.
Well, your performance was really, really powerful and was really wonderful. I really enjoyed. It was overwhelming and was really great. So now for the judges, there is a Google form link which is provided in the chat box to give the points, and we'll wait for the responses to be received. In the meantime, I'll ask the next contestant to join the meet. And the current contestant, now you can have a look to the YouTube live and you can leave the meet then. Please enjoy the YouTube live. It's really interesting.
एवढं मग हँग तर होणारच.
Shall I start?
Yeah, so our next contestant is from Mechanical B branch. So wishing you all the very best. Yeah, you may start.
No, not yet. All the responses have been received of them.
Oh, okay. I'm really sorry for that.
नको कुठल्या ग्रुपमध्ये आहे तो? हा मी ते सिद्धीला सांगतो. कळलं ना?
All the responses have been received.
Okay, so now I would request my next contestant from Mechanical B branch. So please start your speech. All the very best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the warm welcomes. I'm really glad to be having gotten this opportunity to speak about the topic of secularism, its meaning, and the interpretation it is getting these days. So I'm Manisha Kushwaha from Mechanical A branch of TE Mech, and today I'm starting with the speech about what secularism is exactly. So beginning with the word secularism. It is actually derived from a word called as saculum. It is a Latin word and it simply means belonging to a specific group. Now, when you see it on a little bit of political backgrounds, you will understand that secularism simply means separation of the religion from the governing body or the state. Now, why do we have to, in the first place, do this? Why do we have to separate the religion from the governing body? So this goes back in the ideologies of the Western culture, where we can see that there is only one religion over a country. For example, we can take USA. It's a country you can see where majority of the population, you can say almost all the population is Christian. So they do not require a specific kind of governing power in which the decisions are taken by the priest or somebody who is taking decision based on the religious text. But when we see a country like India, here in India, there are so many religions living all together. So when these many religions are living all together, it becomes really difficult for the government to take a decision not based on not based on doing partiality on the basis of religion, caste, culture, and all this. So for that reason, we require secularism. And secularism means separating the power of the government to take decisions from not based on the religious aspect of the culture or the country in which the government is. For example, when we take when we take a small example of a specific state like Maharashtra, we can see there are so many diverse religions living in Maharashtra itself. And on a country level, we can see there are not only Maharashtrians or Gujarati or Hindi, there are so many people right in the religion of Hindu. So to maintain the integrity and peace within different religions, there is something called as secularism which has to be included. Now, what does secularism exactly mean? So secularism means the equal rights which is being promoted. There should be equal rights between all the religions. A Hindu or a Muslim will not be partialated on the grounds of their religion or the culture they are following, and the decision which the government is going to take will not be in favor or against the favor of any of the religion. It will be completely independent from religious aspects or influence. So the best example of such a country is Indonesia, where the maximum population is Muslim, but still they are following and having a heritage of Hinduism, but still the government they have there is not taking religious decisions on the basis of Hinduism or Muslims. So secularism is promoting individual peace and prosperity on between different religions, and it is helping the government to maintain peaceful relation between two different religions altogether. But coming to the point, why do we actually need secularism? Is it only diversity that we have different religions and for that we need secularism? So the answer is no, we don't require secularism for that. There are two reasons for having secularism in India. Firstly, the partition that has happened in 1947 in India, which was basically supposed to separate India from Pakistan, having a Hindu nation and a Muslim nation. This was the basic ideology of the separation. But this didn't happen because the political leaders back then, like Mahatma Gandhi, they were not in favor of doing so. So, and the reason for that was they promoted secularism. They knew there were families who were living right on the border, and if that happened, they might split into two parts. Some of them have to live in Pakistan, some of them have to live in India. And this has happened, but the range on which it would have happened if the partition was done on the basis of religion would be really great. Really big as compared to what it has happened now. It is on a really small small level. But if it would have happened on the basis of religion, two countries are being separated, then it would have been a big problem, and riots have been revolted right then. To avoid that problem, In 1976, the word secularism was included into a preamble as well. But before that, during the partition, let me get back to the point where the partition was still happening. In 1947, Mahatma Gandhi stated that I don't want two countries to be separated completely on the basis of the religion. He said that I want people to choose and have their individual right to do whatever they want. Either they want to stay in India, so they can stay in India. Either they want to go to Pakistan, then they can go to Pakistan. It's their complete freedom. And here comes the question of having secularism. It is having freedom to speech, it is having freedom to thought, freedom of expression, and freedom of individual choices. बेसिकली हमारे गवर्नमेंट में पहले से ये सारी चारों चीजें थी. हमें फ्रीडम है टू स्पीच, हमें टू से वॉट एवर वी वॉन्ट, टू एक्सप्रेस वॉट वी वॉन्ट टू चूज. एंड ये चारों चीजें होने की वजह से वी रिक्वायर्ड सेक्युलरिज्म. Two nations couldn't be divided on the basis of religion, and because unka individual rights was getting violated, and to protect that was the first time where secularism was observed in India in 1947, when the partition happened. Though it was not included in the constitution, and it was included in the constitution late in 1976. Yeah, in 1976, in the 42nd amendment, which was done in the constitution book. So it said that India is a sovereign, independent republic and a secular socialist republic nation. It is not. It has not anywhere included the word theocrat. Theocratic means being ruled by a specific king or a kingdom, king or queen on the basis of religion. So it is making clear that India has been a secular nation right from 1947, and it was also confirmed by the officials by writing it in the constitution, including in the preamble in 1976 itself. So we can see that India has always been promoting peace between two religions. And this is the reason we require secularism in India, to promote peace between two religions and live in harmony. And also for the government to definitely function smoothly. But there is also the other part of the speech, that is interpretation of the word secularism. Now, people are interpreting the word secularism in a different way. Firstly, people say that secularism is suppressing my religion. Since majority of the population in India is Hindu, there are people from who are claiming to be the political leaders and are saying that Hinduism is supposed to be the lead. You're supposed to take Hinduism on the lead. This is something that people are saying that secularism is not helping them do. Basically, these people have ego to mind. They are trying to say that. Uh, huh. Okay, so I'd like to conclude my speech saying that secularism is helping people to retain peace between two religions and govern the overall country smoothly. Thank you so much.
Include असं पण तिथं मायनस होणार.
Well, thank you so much. It was a really thought-provoking speech. I really enjoyed, and it was really deep as well. So again, I would like to ask the judges to, the form is being given in the chat box, and it's a request to the judges to please mention the name of the participants in the Google form, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now we'll wait for the responses to be submitted. By the time, I would like to ask the next contestant to please join the Google Meet, which is from Mechanical B branch. And we'll wait until the responses have been submitted.
काय आलं पण झालं काय
Hello. Yes, my friend. We'll just wait for some time till the responses have been submitted, and then I'm asked to start. Thank you.
Then you can start.
Yeah, all the responses are received.
Is my
All,
voice audible?
yes, all the best, my friend. All the best.
Okay, I can start, right?
Yes, you may.
A very good morning to one and all present here. My name is Mozam Attar from BE Mechanical, and today I'll be speaking on the topic secularism, meaning, and its interpretation. First of all, a small disclaimer I would like to give. This speech that I'm going to be delivering is highly subjective to my opinion, and I'll be taking a very leftist standpoint for the speech. Also, I'll be using a very philosophical approach in my speech. So, yes. Starting off, secularism, a term which defines India. Politically speaking, what is secularism? As per the political definition, secularism means separation of state and religion. All citizens are equal in front of the law. However, there is a societal definition of the same, where people from different faiths coexist together. This is known as the societal definition, and there are different definitions for the term secularism. Secularism in the world, for example, let's consider the country France, where they have laicite, where the state is completely free of the Catholic Church and does not, uh, the decisions do not affect either of them. But in case of India, it is not the same. The state does have certain interferences when it comes to religion. For example, as we take the case of abolition of the untouchability, and for example, allowing lower caste citizens to be allowed, that the state does interfere into religious matters. Also, we have personal laws in case of Muslims, such as the Sharia, where they allow people to indulge into their own personal laws, which includes marriage, adoption, inheritance, etc. Along with this, the government also provides various subsidiaries for pilgrimage for not only Hindus but to Sikhs, for Sikhs to go to Pakistan, and for Muslim pilgrimages to Mecca. So the concept of secularism in India is not something that is very different, but it is somewhat follows a different approach, because as we are a population of 1.3 billion people with a diverse population, it definitely needs to be some sort of changes in the overall concept of secularism. So this was the basic meaning, but this meaning is such that it is all there in the law. But what is secularism to us people? A lot of us people think that secularism is something that gives respect to the minority and inculcates the feeling of pluralism, i.e., each and every voice needs to be represented equally. But some of these critics that we have feel that the concept of secularism in India is not what the world actually uh, follows. The concept of secularism in India is somewhat known as pseudo secularism, where people of the minority are only respected, and because they are seen as a vote bank. This is known as minority appeasement. Like how minorities don't really matter, but somehow they become of utmost importance when there is an election coming on, and certainly their votes do count. One of the major criticisms that secularism in India gets, that since the existence of personal law in case of Muslims then violates the law such that everyone is equal before the law, because Muslims might have special privileges because of the personal law. However, the counter argument of this is that it violates the law of religious freedom. Speaking from my personal opinion on this take, I feel that India should have a uniform civil code, so that it will not only help us to have equality between all citizens, but also we have the laws that are, for example, there in various religious personal laws are very regressive, are and they go back around 1,000 years back. And since we have come so far, I believe that we should have some sort of equality that we have developed in ourselves, that we should implement uniform civil code, I believe, is my personal take on that. And speaking about the interpretation, today secularism is one such concept that a lot of people think they know what exactly it is, but I don't think so that is the case. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru once said that there is secularism is a topic that we know, but there is no such term for secularism in Hindi. It cannot be put into words in our Hindi language. So, what exactly do we mean by secularism? Secularism, by some people today, means that it is just minority appeasement, and we as majority feel that we are threatened. We feel insecure that people are putting so much effort into appeasing the minority, and thus they need to build a Hindu Rashtra for them to feel safe. Coming to the topic of Hindu Rashtra, I believe that uh, the concept was there, but then suddenly the concept got so much gain in popularity that a lot of people are interested into wanting a Hindu Rashtra. Why is that a case now and not a case 10 to 15 years back? I mean, the concept was still there, but why was it such that it is so much prominent now? I believe that the concept of Hindu Rashtra can never be implemented into our country because, believe it or not, we actually despise theocratic countries by the way they treat people. And being a theocratic country, we will become the very own thing we swore to hate. That's and speaking about this, I feel that uh, I feel that we are being applying a Hindu Rashtra. I believe we'll go into the same back regressive policies that we were going back thousands of years and completely disregarding what we have been through, what we've come along and progressed along the way. So, in conclusion, I would like to say that India is known for its diversity, and in its diversity and equal share of
Time is
every
up.
people,
The
I
time is up.
believe of Indianness. Thank you so much.
Well, it was really, really great, and you shared your thoughts with such confidence. And I would just say it was really, really great. So, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your ideologies. It was really great. So, and now you can just have a look on the YouTube live. It's over there. And now, may I request the next participant to please join the meet, who is from CAC branch. And meanwhile, can we have the responses, please?
नाही तेवढं जमतं. नाही हो ते सवय नाही ना. कृतिका अय्यर आहे आता. ती आता जॉईन झाली.
Can I start?
We'll just wait for the responses to be submitted, and then I may ask you to start.
मी एकदा कन्फर्म पण केलं बघ. युट्यूबच्या लिंकवर
Yes, you can continue. All the responses have been received.
Okay, thank you so much. Now you may start. All the very best.
Thank you. A very good evening to the respective judges and hosts and also the other members in the meet. Today I am going to speak few sentences on a very exciting topic of Indian policies of foreign and that too of BJP versus Congress. I am Kirtika S. Iyer from Computer Science branch. India has usually adopted a non-aligned foreign policy, but since Prime Minister Modi ji came to the power in 2014, New Delhi has shown more assertiveness in the international relations. Even though India was a very rising power and Modi ji, its powerful, extroverted, energetic new leader, he warped the world with his decisive and positive and new interventions to our country, that is India. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji did not have any foreign policies, and his experience prior to his BJP, that is Bharatiya Janata Party. As Chief Minister of the Western state of Gujarat, he was known for his expertise and he was also in the intention of handling the economy, but after becoming the Prime Minister, he had to prove his skills and also the foreign policies in. After coming to the power, Modi ji faced a difficult task of his image building. The 2002 Gujarat communal riots, in which more than 2,000 people were killed, and in that many of them were Muslims, and left a negative mark on his role as a state's chief minister. Modi, a deft politician, began his diplomatic offensive immediately. After this, BJP secured a majority in the 2014 parliamentary polls. He invited many of the regional leaders, including Pakistan's former PM Nawaz Sharif and ex-Afghan President Hamid Karzai, to his oath-taking ceremony. Experts say that Modi wanted to shed his special Gujarat chief minister image and present himself as a statesman. While in all of the major state election campaigns, he made his foreign policies contest the centerpiece, and it also worked. But there are perils in declaring victory too soon. It also narrows your strategic piece, right? Instead of keeping quiet as the past governments did, it made one set of the local, tactical, and the limited surgical raids into a feat revealing and the securing of Sachin in the spring of 1984. Miss Indira Gandhi never even whispered about it, did she? And she was not even apolitical. She was a good leader because they know if you use a tactical actions for immediate political benefit, you would close your options of going ahead. It will be even worse, and if your enemies would know your next move, and it will be even bad if your enemies could know that. Encouraged by the popular response in the North state of Uttar Pradesh elections, it led to much irresponsible loose talk around the establishment that some much has a such and great action, albeit on a much larger scale, at 2018 could swing national elections a short, sharp skirmish. You could end by declaring the victory. India's relations with some of its neighboring countries have also been problematic. While PM had also received a domestic praise for his military action on Pakistani soil, the warlike situation between the India and the state Pakistan was not at all appreciated. Internationally, even the international ministers were not in the place to appreciate his were not in the place to appreciate this behavior. While the former ambassador of India, Mr. Nagachari, also believes that Modi ji wanted to convey a message to the Islamabad of Pakistan that India was ready to talk on the militancy issue, but only if Pakistan withdrew its alleged support to the terrorists. PM's China policy, meanwhile, has not succeeded in resolving the tensions and mistrust between the two nations, even though they show a state and a kind of situation towards people that the both of the both of the team want to protect India or the country they're gonna rule. But nobody knows what's gonna happen next. Thank you.
Well, it was really deep, and it actually made me thinking about the politics and all. But at the end of the day, it was really, really great for you sharing your thoughts over here. Thank you so much, and keep going in your future. And and now I would like to ask you to please see the YouTube live also. Program is live over there. And may I ask the next participant from EXTC branch to please join the meet. And we'll start once the responses have been submitted.
काही पण असू दे भाई तो That was so terrible. Giving an impromptu speech is a bad idea. कशाला आला मसाला तू त्याला कंप्लीट नाही करून गेली ना त्याला बोल आता मी उंगली केली तर दिसेल तर ट्राय करतो नको 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 तू काही करू नको सगळं काही त्याला सांग नाही करू शकता चेंज तिकडे दिसेल सांगितलं ना मी ट्राय करू शकतो पण काही स्ट्रीम मध्ये उंगली झाली तर माझ्या भरोश्यावर नाही ह्याला काय प्रॉब्लेम आहे भाई आणि नेगेटिव्ह येऊ दे ना काय फरक पडतो तिला बोलला असेल ते शिवानीला बोलते अरे असं बोलला की प्रिपेअर केलं नाही आणि तरी स्पीच दिली असं तिने कारण तिला टाइम तर नाही पडला ना इम्प्रॉम्प्टू स्पीच मध्ये ते
Hello, am I audible?
तो बोलतोय ना
Yes, we'll just start in a few seconds once the response have been submitted.
Yes, all the responses have been received.
All right. I invite the next participant to please start your speech. All the very best.
Am I visible?
Yes, you are. You may start.
Okay. A warm good morning to everyone present here. My name is Shivani Balaram Kamble, and I'm in my third year of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. My topic for today's speech is secularism, meaning and interpretation. Unity and secularism are the motto of the government. We cannot afford divisive polity in India, rightly said by former Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Yesterday, on 26th of January 2022, we celebrated our 73rd Republic Day. And on 15th of August 2022, we will be celebrating our 75th Independence Day. So as a citizen who resides in India, it is important for us to know and learn certain concepts, learn and understand certain concepts that are built to form the constitutions of India. Secularism being one of the basic structures of it. India is the largest democracy in the world. And speaking of India, it is a diverse nation. India is diverse in terms of language, food, flora and fauna, its culture and religion. Now, speaking about religion, India is the birthplace of four major religions, which includes Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and Hinduism. Though India as a nation is built on the foundation of civilization that is fundamentally non-religious, the preamble or the introductory statement of Constitution states that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular republic and a democratic nation, which the term secular was later added in the preamble was later added in the preamble by then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. It continues to be a debatable and misinterpreted term still. Secularism is a broad term. It was first coined by a philosopher in 19th century British Jacob, which simply meant separation of a state from church or religion. To put in simple words, which mean that neither state nor religion should intervene or interfere in each other's matter. But but the Indian concept of secularism seems to be different from the Western counterparts. So how in India the state and the religion can and does continue to intervene and interact in each other's matter. The state protects the religious minorities and their rights. India intervenes through enforcements of strict laws like sati, against dowry, child marriage, untouchability, and etc. So now the Constitution of India states that India is a secular nation, which means there's no official religion, and India is and we do not follow any religion, and India is a free nation. But there are certain malpractices happening. So to name a few, there are communal riots happening, communal politics, which are targeted, which targets certain minorities, and they spread false ideologies. Then there is mingling of politics with religion. Politicians gather votes in the name of the religion, caste, and ethnicity, which is wrong. And also to name a few, then there's a campaign against love jihad. Then there's ghar wapsi, which meant forced conversion of religion, which is a threat and will be a threat to a sovereign secular nation such as India. So, in my opinion, India has not only misinterpreted secularism, but also misimplemented, especially the politicians. We as a citizen should understand the basic and fundamental principles behind secularism. We should also work in common framework and share certain set of values, which allows a diverse group of people to live in peace and harmony. Thank you so much for your time. I'm ending my speech.
Yeah, it was a really, really great speech, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And now you can also have the YouTube live. Our program is also over there. And thank you so much. And now I would like to ask the judges to get the feedback forms. And now I invite the next department from AI, the participant, to please join.
अरे तू स्टोरीवर टाकलंस ना इंस्टाग्रामचं ना
Can I start?
We'll just start once the responses have been submitted.
Okay.
Yeah.
त्याचे पप्पा पण आहेत लाईव्ह स्ट्रीमवर बघा कमेंट आलाय स्टार्टला झालेला अरे इकडेच होता व्हेरी नाईस खंजन समीर जोशी $29 लोक बघतायत 25 झालं जिज्ञासाने टाकलं बस. फक्त जिज्ञासाने टाकलाय. अरे ही कोण आहे भाई?
Yes, we have received all the responses.
All right, now the contestant, you may start. All the very best.
Good morning to one and all present here. My name is Dipali Kothari and I am representing AI department. It is an honor to get the privilege to talk on a deeply sensitive yet vaguely understood topic of secularism. What is secularism? A simple question, yet the answer is immensely subjective. The textbook definition says that
हे थांबली का ती?
of this is to ensure equal treatment to all religions, irrespective of whether the religion is minority or majority. That is, portraying complete neutrality on religious and non religious sentiments and belief. The word secular means that everybody has the right to do what they want without the fear of opposition. Sadhguru, an Indian yogi, has rightly said secularism doesn't mean you give up everything that belongs to Indian culture and do what the English did. The secularists want freedoms of thought and conscience to apply equally to all believers and non believers alike. Secularists are not against the right of individuals to have a religious faith. What they oppose is special treatment for religious beliefs and organization. Secularism helps promote religious tolerance. India is a land of many castes and creeds. People follow a variety of religions. Besides this, there are a number of religions, sects, and communities. Religious tolerance is therefore defined as the respect for all these faiths so that these followers can live in peaceful coexistence. It is essential for the healthy growth of a nation. The preamble to the Constitution of India described India as a sovereign, secular, democratic, and republic state. 42nd Amendment Act 1976 aimed at incorporating the terms sovereign and secular in the Constitution because it was a necessary step towards supporting the progress of religious communities in the country. But on practical grounds, is secularism observed completely? The answer is no. In my opinion, secularism is often used as tool to manipulate the democracy. In this binary world, secularism is just an ideology which is just mentioned on paper and is discussed during election or events. The real question yet to be addressed is what would be an ideal implementation of secularism? As the definition suggests, it is complete elimination of religious aspect from democratic affairs, which includes elections too. But in India, religious sentiments are often used to target vote banks. Hatred of other communities and the resulting violence weakens the unity and integrity of a nation. I think secularization around the world has been a far longer, more difficult, and more partial process than is usually assumed. It requires a profound change in the human outlook. So, what would be an ideal interpretation of secularism? As the textbook definition suggests, an ideal interpretation of secularism would be a fair, unbiased decision which is completely based on the principles of material-driven world without any interference of one's belief. Lastly, to conclude, I would say that secularism is more over a concept understood vaguely but interpreted in an oblivious opposite manner to benefit one's intentions. A secular attitude and a live and let live approach to life and the people around us can make the nation truly great, as it will enable people of all faiths to contribute to the work of national development. Thank you.
Well, it was a really pleasant speech and we really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and all the best for the future. And now I would ask for the responses, and may we have our next participant, which is from Comms Batch, to join the meet.
All the responses have been received.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I would request the participant from Comms Batch to please begin your speech. All the best.
Is my camera and my voice audible? Am I visible?
Yes.
Is my voice audible, everyone?
Yeah, it's a bit
Okay,
breaking.
so
Yeah, you can start.
hello. Is it clear, right? My voice is clear, right? Okay. So I'll begin with my speech now. So hello and welcome to everyone present here. I'm Pritesh Meyer and I'm representing the Comms department, T-Comms, and I'll be putting forth my speech and my way of what secularism is, its meaning and its interpretation. So first off, what is secularism? So secularism is like it's a ideology, it's a way of life that is based on principles derived solely from the material world without its recourse to religion. It shifts the focus, focus is shifted from religion towards temporal and material concerns. It stands for no discrimination and partiality on the grounds of religion and equal opportunities to follow for all religions. This concept is such an open-ended concept that people all over the world have seriously devoted their time to write books upon it. There's also a book for secularism in India that was actually written by Mr. Dominic Mark, and he states that the way secularism cannot be depicted anywhere because India in and of itself is very unique in itself. In the simplest terms of what secularism is in India, is it's a brand of nationalism that is politically more accurate and it comprises of those people and its inhabitants that have equal opportunities and a place where all citizens are to be treated as equal. This term, the word secularism, has been in the western side of the world. It has been derived from the Latin gens, which meant the temporal world. The word seculum. That's how it was pronounced in the earlier times. And however, this concept, this ideology, is also been noted to exist in the ancient India. The secularism, it is very akin to the Vedic concept of dharma nirapekshata. This is a Sanskrit word which states that it has to be indifferent to the state and to the religion. In the ancient India, the Sanatan Dharma, that is what we call in today's time as Hinduism, was basically allowed to develop as a holistic religion by welcoming different spiritual traditions and trying to integrate them into a common mainstream. Hence, it was one religion with multiple ethnic groups. Each group had their different takes on the same religion, but in the end, it all derived from one name, hence one religion and multiple ethnic groups. In today's world, in today's India, way after freedom, the constitution that was written by B.R. Ambedkar, it says that we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a, then it follows 5 words. Those 5 words define what India was and how it is and how it should always be. In those 5 words, there is this word secular that was added in the constitution. This word now fully states as a proper representation that India will follow its policies of secularism. However, in present times, due to there being population gap, population differences, a wider perspective has to be taken on this very word, because secularism has to coexist with religious beliefs. This is easier said than done, as different religions exist in India, not just one ethnic, not just one, but many more than that. And because of that, even though they speak about achieving nirvana, nirvana is the term for helping people achieve the other side of religion, but their approach to the same is very different. And as the various ideologies differ, hence their interpretation of secularism varies, not only from person to person, also from situation to situation. And also, not just that, but it also depends on nation to nation. And hence, any definition from the outside world for secularism cannot be literally interpreted for India as well. There are 96 countries in the world that have literally stated that they are constitutionally secular. The top countries that, according to the polls, show that they are the most secular are China and Sweden. Now, people say how these countries have actually achieved secularity if it is so hard to achieve that in India. Well, to be honest, what they have done is that they believe that the way to achieving secularism is the way to convert people to atheism. However, there is a fine line for atheism. And what happens is that when you try to go for atheism, you destroy the purpose of secularism, which is to coexist. Everyone has the right to coexist. No one has single way of doing it. And so this way of representation for their way and our way has to be very different. For India, the methods achieved in other countries cannot be applied. The secularism in interpretation has been in 2 types. There are 2 ways in how it has been interpreted in the world, hard and the soft way. So hard way is where you completely ignore the truth that yes, there is something called as religion, and we completely deny it as much as possible. And the soft way, that is the more ethically moral way, and the way that is how it's supposed to be, is that yes, that every religion has to be tolerant to each other. However, the soft way is the way that is it being applied in India. But the issue is that obviously it's harder to achieve as compared to the hard one. So, however, the issue that constitutes here is that the constitution has never actually defined the relationship between the religion and the state. It is the concept of secularism in India is very contrastive to the one in the Western. In the West, it is based on 3 major pillars of freedom of religion, the separation, and the equal citizenship. However, in India, the 2 out of 3 pillars, that is freedom and the separation, are achieved. But the third pillar, that is equal citizenship, that is something that has been always in the controversy of many people, many religions, and it has been in controversy for a long time. The power that rests is that the Western power rests with the state and it is allowed to curtail the rights. But in India, the focus is on the inclusive form of secularism and for each and every individual to enjoy their fundamental rights. So the basic I would say is that the biggest dichotomy is that we have multiple religions and not a single ethnic group. Hence, for a true secular nation, it has to become one at the same time. Unity in diversity, that's how it should be.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
my
you, and
friend.
I would like to
delivering
add.
Yeah, thank you so much for delivering such an
Thank you very
interesting
much.
speech. And you may please enjoy the YouTube live as well. So now moving on, I will ask
Yes.
for the responses, and may I request the next branch, that's a civil branch participant, to please join the meet.
जेवढा तासाची स्ट्रीम आहे तेवढा जातो. पहिला बोलला तर मी रेकॉर्डिंग पण स्टार्ट केली असती, तुझी स्ट्रीम रेकॉर्ड झाली असती.
Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible. We'll start once the responses have been submitted.
So can I start?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll just wait for a few seconds. Once the responses have been submitted, then you may start.
Okay.
Yes, you can start.
Yeah, all the best, my friend. You may start.
Yes, sir. Good morning, one and all present here. I, Master Swapnil Kamble, would like to share some information about the topic, that is secularism. So, have you wondered like what is secularism and what is secularism and why our country adopted secularism, and what are some unique points that our country excels and other country don't in following this secularism. So let us start with what is secularism. Secularism is the concept in which we keep state and religion separate, like we don't mix it up. If both get mixed up, then some complication might arise. It's just like the state decision should not be taken by any influence of religious beliefs. So that is the concept of secularism. So our India became a secular nation right after the 42nd Amendment of our Indian Constitution in 1976, and the secularism word is originated from the late medieval Europe. And so let's study some important factors that affect whether a country is a secular country or not a secular country. So first, democracy of that nation. Then second is the individual rights protection. So let us understand with the help of an example. For example, USA. In USA, the majority castes are Christian and minority are all other religions. So what will happen if the access of power is given to a majority caste? Then they might take biased decisions while taking decision about any state affairs. They might get biased, like they might prioritize their religion first over other religions, minority religions. So there might be discrimination. Also, they might try to enforce their religion on the state people, which will affect the democracy of the country, and hence it will no longer be a secular nation. And talking about, also we have the right of freedom to change our religion to whatever we want. Like if we want to, if we believe, if we get influenced by any other religion, we can convert ourselves to that religion. We have that freedom. uh, Taking of a live example, our chairperson of drafting committee of our Indian Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, also changed his caste from Hindu to Buddhism as he got influenced by Buddhism, which is absolutely like it is uh, it is fine to change. Like we have that freedom. But what will happen if there is no secular nation? Then we might lack this. Like they might not give us this freedom to change any religion, because if a majority the ruling state is a majority caste, then it might think like, why should we give then chance to like change from majority to minority religion. They won't allow this might happen. So this might rise some conflicts. So also now let's discuss what are the objectives for a country to be a secular nation. First, any one religion should not dominate over any another religion. Second, also in some religion there are subcategories like upper caste, lower caste. This discrimination should not be allowed, or or else the nation would no longer be a secular nation. And third point is a state should not enforce any particular religion on the state people, which is also against the secularism. Now let's discuss what are the practices that India has taken. India has taken to achieve these objectives. So first is India has a concept to like uh, keep a equal distance from all religions. That means like give equal opportunity, like equal treat every religion equally, not to give any particular region more priority. So that is what a policy is practiced by one policy practiced by India. Then second is the state does not interfere in any religious matter. This is second point. And third point is that something a twisted point, like in which they specify that it is also a twisted point because it makes our country unique from other countries. Like as we discussed, what is secularism? It is a separation of state and regional religious matters. But so in other foreign countries, they follow this very strictly. They don't interfere. But in our country, it is as I mentioned in the second point. Um, it is followed, but it is not strictly. Like sometimes they might interfere, which is called as intervention. They might intervene in between at some important crucial times, such as like in earlier times untouchability was followed, like the people were treated very badly, so uh, the lower caste people, so that was banned by our government. So yes, state can interfere sometimes, which is absolutely correct, and it is something unique that other nations don't have, and our India do practice it. And talking about another point that our India country has something unique is that in France, a law was passed in February 2004 that the students were not allowed. The students who wear like any symbol or a sign of any political party or any religious community, they were banned. Like a law was passed. But in our country, India, it is there is no such law. Everyone is free to wear any sign or symbol or showcase their own tradition, any religion, and that is what makes our country unique. We have unity, we have different religions together. So my personal opinion on secularism is that it is a good concept, and we should follow this secularism in this manner only in the future also. And here I would like to end my speech. Thank you for sparing me your valuable time, and hope you have a nice day. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, my friend. You shared your thoughts, and it was a really great speech. Thank you so much. And now we can enjoy this event on YouTube Live also. Please do join. And now I would like to ask the last participant for this glorious event, the IT branch, to come and join the meet. And I'm asked for the responses too.
So I have to submit my response in the link.
No, I'm
right?
asking for judges. No, I'm telling the judges.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Can I leave, so?
Yeah, you may.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, you can continue.
Yeah. All the best. You may start.
Thank you so much. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Myself, Sweetie Singh from VIT. It's indeed my distinct honor and special privilege that I have been bestowed upon with this opportunity to share and express my thoughts and concern on the topic, secularism, meaning and its interpretation. Now, not gonna lie, but you will get tons of meanings and views on internet about secularism. Everyone has something to add in the list of definition of the secularism, right? So let's unclose the mystery of secularism today. It is very well quoted by Swami Vivekananda that I shall call you religious from the day you begin to see God in men and women. Such a beautiful line. Secularism, according to me, is a range of ideas about how to balance freedom of and from religion with others' right also. Secularism does not mean rejection of all religion. I'm going to say it once again. Listen to it. Secularism does not mean rejection of all religion. Instead, it means respect for all religion and human rights, including the non-believer also. Yes, the ones who doesn't believe on any religion, the atheist or the Gnostic person. Yesterday only we celebrated our 73rd Republic Day. Now you all might be thinking, okay, so why is she reminding us that? How is that related to secularism? Well, it is. The Indian freedom movement was characterized by secularism from the very start. Freedom fighters like Maulana Azad, Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bhagat Singh, Lakshmi Bai, and the list goes on. And you know what? There are thousands of names that you and I might not be knowing also. Imagine that they might have just thought about their religion, their culture, and might have not fought for us. Did Mahatma Gandhi just fight for Hindus? Did Bhagat Singh just fight for Sikhs? Did Maulana Azad just fight for Muslims? No, they didn't. They fight for the whole India. And that was the beauty and the perfect example of secularism in my case, right? So moving on further, if you see that was secularism, then what are we doing today? We are not even in the line. We are not able to understand what exactly it is. We are still debating. So today I feel that, you know, there is rivalry in lot of cases. The most highlighted one I would like to mention is the rivalry of Hindu and Muslim religion. Very much highlighted, right? So today I would like to say in reply to all this that remember, don't forget that Ibrahim Khan Gargi was the Muslim journal of Shivaji Maharaj's Maratha Empire. Don't forget the friendship of Baba Ramcharan Das and Maulvi Amir, that one Hindu, one Muslim together raised their voice against Britishers in 1857. Yes, back then in 1857. And was successful to the extent that even Britishers were afraid seeing the unity of Hindu and Muslim. That was the power of the secularism, right? They both were hung together on a tree with one single rope. And I think even they died. They didn't lose the battle of freedom. They didn't lose. They won because India is free today. But we surely are losing a battle because we still are trapped in the name of religion. That was the power of secularism. Now let us sit all together on a time machine and go back to the times in the times of rishis and munis. Even that time we had similar term of secularism. Surprised? Well, don't be. At that time we had something known as dharma nirpekshata, that is the indifference of the state and the religion. This model of our religion was later on adopted by the Western culture and societies, right? And they called it as total separation of the religion from the government, separation of church and state, they used to say. Well, our Indian constitution declares that the state of being absolute neutral to all religion, but we all know the reality. Our society is steeped into religion a lot. I would like to explain secularism by giving a simple example. Imagine, okay, just imagine, if there were only one religion in India, just one religion, then there would be a danger of despotism, that is absolute power. Now imagine if there were two, then both of the religion would cut each other's throat, right? But today we are witnessing tons of religion in India, and all of them are living peacefully and happily. Each and every one are enjoying each and everyone's culture, tradition, dance form, and most importantly, food, right? So according to me, religion is our strength and not our weakness. So please don't fight on the name of religion saying it is secularism, because it's not. Because religion is something that India has been following since ages. Unity in diversity is what we have been listening, right? See, everybody has written this. Everybody listening to me has written this sentence in their childhood once in a while, right? India is a secular nation. So today is the right time to understand the meaning also. A man's ethical behavior should be based effectually on sympathy, education, social rights, and no religion basis is necessary, is what secularism is all about. See, whether I celebrate Diwali, Eid, Pongal, Christmas, Baisakhi, Onam, Bihu, my state has to do nothing with it. The state would look after the secular welfare, the health, the communication, the foreign relation, currency, and so on, but not my or your religion. I think that is everybody's personal concern. We cannot and we should not protect our country's children from being brought up in an ultra conservative religious parents. But what we can and what we should do is ensure that they go to a school where they learn about religion, about secularism, about humanism, about living without religion and with religion, and are given the confidence that people of all faith are treated equally under the law. See, all are free to believe or not to believe. All are free to practice or not to practice. And according to me, that's the real interpretation and the beauty of secularism. So, ending my speech by saying this beautiful line, which was quoted by Robert Greene, that secularism is a religion that is understood. It has no mysteries, no mumbling, no priest, no ceremonies, no falsehood, no miracles, and no precautions. So thank you everyone for listening me so peacefully and calmly. Thank you so much.
Well, that was really, really great. And I'm glad to say that all the performances are over. You all guys were really, really fantastic. I think we should applaud for you all. I mean, you all have nailed it. And I don't care means who's the winner. I think everyone is the winner. But now I would like to ask the judges for the responses. And till the marks have been calculated, I think I should call up the NSS community officer, Dr. Pradeep Gulbile sir, to share his thoughts after all these fantastic speeches. What do you, Pradeep sir?
Good afternoon, everybody. First, let me remind you all, or maybe inform you all that I am not a participant of Raise Your Voice. So I may be not good in with that level. And also I am very much busy with another work. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But really, I appreciate the work by the organizing committee, especially students, the one who are doing the role of anchor, Mr. Kanjan Joshi, and along with who else? The Urmiksha is there, and Siddhi.
Yeah, she's
Siddhi, can you please put on yourself?
Yes, sir.
Put on video.
Joined the meet after.
Okay, this is the first time I'm having interaction with Siddhi. Siddhi, really very nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
You are also superb. A special mention to our technical team, Okay, we arrange these programs so beautifully. This time we are little bit means you may be not getting that much response from faculty members because everybody is busy with uh, some kind of inspection committee is going to visit our college. So we are getting ready our college for that visit. So I hope you all are aware about this, right? This committee, NBA committee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
So be ready. Maybe they may ask you certain questions regarding this type of competitions, regarding your syllabus, regarding your curriculum, regarding your means the changes that you have observed in yourself after getting in the VCET and so on. Okay. So be ready with that things. Be practical. Be realistic. Right. Anything? Anybody else? Ma'am, Kanchan ma'am, Sandhya ma'am, Swati madam, Prakash sir. Any inputs from your side? Tina ma'am, Smita madam.
No, sir. I would just congratulate the students for the way they have executed the program. And the topics that were chosen for the elocution competition were very aptly surrounded around our Republic Day. So both the topics, I feel that they are very much prime in contention right now. I
Yes,
believe all of
yes.
us are. I believe all of us are already getting the news of these topics being brought up nowadays, the
Yeah.
secularism and everything on the political ground. So I thought that the views of the students, they were very rightly represented, and it's very important for students of these age to have these
This
ideas
type
and
of
thoughts.
yes.
Yes, because that is what, because these people are the ones who will be taking our nation forward. So it's very important that they have certain views about it. Views are all subjective, but it's important to have them.
Yeah. Yeah, Prakash sir, let me share you one thing that this topics now every year means I go usually I select this topic. So this year also I have chosen these two topics intentionally because from a long time I am under a wrong impression or maybe a misinterpretation about the term secularism. So I thought that at my age I have so many doubts regarding this term. Then what will happen with the students? So I thought let's have a talk on this topic. And after listening to all the speakers, I really understood now what do you mean by secularism. So thank you very much all the participants for clearing my doubts regarding this topic. So Kanjan or Siddhi, results are ready. Can we
Yes,
declare it?
yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts, and to everyone who all have shared their thoughts. Thank you so much. And now I think it's time for the results. Let's declare the
Yeah.
winners.
Sir,
Request
actually,
Kanchan ma'am. Yes, Vaibhav.
yes, sir. Ria will come. Will send you the result, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
She will give it to me.
yes, sir. We will wait for just 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. She's on her way.
We will request Kanchan ma'am to announce it. Ria is on the way.
Oh, yes, sir.
Vaibhav, can you tell Ria to send a result to Kanchan ma'am on WhatsApp? Kanchan ma'am, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Kanchan ma'am will announce the results. Okay, Vaibhav?
Okay,
Just
sir.
tell Ria to send ma'am to send the
Okay.
results to ma'am.
Okay, sir.
हाँ कंचन मैम
Yes, sir, yes.
I think Ria has sent you the message WhatsApp.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Please announce it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my pleasure to announce today's winner of Raise Your Voice. So the second winner is Ragini Nair from Instrumentation Department. And the first one is Sweetie Singh from IT Department. Congratulations to both of you. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations, Sweetie and Ragini.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to both the winners.
Well, really, really big congratulations to the winners. You all have done a really, really incredible job. I must say this. We all have been sitting on the edges because the speeches were really incredible. And all the best to everyone in the future because, as I said, everyone is a winner. And you all have a great future ahead. So, and now it's like we have to come to an end to this glorious event. It's really hard to conclude this event after such fun and interesting events and performances all happened at once. So I would like to take a moment to give a vote of thanks to all the dignitaries present here. First of all, on the behalf of the entire NSS family, I would like to extend my heartfelt vote and thanks to our respected principal, the Dean of Academics, Dean Student Affairs, and our NSS Program Officer, Dr. Pradeep Gulbile sir, for his constant support throughout the event. I also want to thank all the HODs, teaching and the non-teaching staff for the cooperation throughout the event. I'm extremely thankful to the judges for sparing the precious time and gracing this event. And with deep sense of appreciation, I want to thank all the participants as well, because each and everyone's performance were remarkable and all have outdone themselves. And I must appreciate their hearty efforts and their firm determinations too. And last but not the least, the audience who have been here throughout the event. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. And I also want to just say that an event of such dimension can't happen overnight. It needs meticulous planning and eye for detail. So I take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to all the volunteers for their valuable efforts and the people who showed unity and zeal throughout this glorified event. And finally, I would like to conclude this event by a quote by Martin Luther King, which says that an individual has not started until he rises above the confines of his individualistic concerns to broader concerns of humanity. Well, that was a really inspiring quote after all these wonderful performances. Once again, I would like to thank everyone for the significant presence, and thank you so much. And as we conclude, I would request each and every one of you to please switch on the camera so that we can take a really beautiful pic of everyone. Please, it's a request.
Yes, it is done. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. And the feedback form is also given in the chat box. Please do fill the feedback form. And thanks once again. Take care. Goodbye.